Do you or someone you know suffer from Wikiphobia? This serious phobia afflicts millions of older Americans, almost every single college professor I've ever met, and unfortunately, most high school teachers as well. If you or someone you know suffers from Wikiphobia, please consult a Ph.D. immediately. Oh, and hi, my name is James Callahan, Ph.D., and people hate me because I love all things Wikipedia. I'll tell you why in a minute, but for now, let's figure out what Wikiphobia is and what to do about it. Yes, Wikiphobia is a real thing, and either you or someone you know, someone close to you, someone you love, suffers from Wikiphobia. Love it, hate it, ridicule it, we face a deeply ingrained fear that's paralyzing us in harmful ways. Wikiphobia is the irrational fear of all things Wikipedia. Do not take Wikipedia if you are allergic to Wikipedia. Wikiphobia may represent a generational divide between pre-Google dark ages when libraries were quiet places. Librarians scolded anything louder than a whisper, and there was no food or drink allowed in libraries. Imagine that. The library was not also a coffee shop. But Wikiphobia might also be about educational snobbery. Oh yeah, that's a real thing. And more importantly, tone deafness towards how we learn and communicate today, and who gets to control that. Gone are the days of casually perusing library stacks, card catalogs of author, title, or subject, or aimlessly searching dictionaries or encyclopedias for things we don't know or didn't know we didn't know. And for most of us, this trade-off of accessibility from libraries to Wikipedia is worth the time save. It's worth it to find out what we want when we want it instead of having to trudge our way to that moldy smelling old building of books and stacks. But it also transforms how we experience the exchange of knowledge. The big takeaway is this: if we Google something and we have to scroll to find an answer, we've done something wrong. Because the first entry for any famed person, topic, or event will be the Wikipedia entry. And that means it's what everyone and anyone who wants to know anything today will see first. Those who defend Wikiphobia, they want to punish everyone who finds knowledge this way or dares to learn what most of the world knows using Wikipedia. It's a way of punishing those that know what we know but learned it in a different way. Now that's a control problem. Fun anecdote, I know an entire generation of high schoolers and struggling college students scolded and shamed and punished for accessing the most basic information of things on Wikipedia. And why is that? Well, insecure academics, higher ed snobs, and greedy professors prohibiting free and open access to a storehouse of knowledge. They all form an intimidating wall in their fight to demean Wikipedia, to demean the basic knowledge of something they're trying to control, to deny anyone and everyone access to what must be paid for, to what they must be paid for. Don't be distracted that the majority of what we actually find on Wikipedia is copy and pasted from academic sources, encyclopedias, and textbooks. That only means some academic isn't getting a paycheck for his 37th edition of Mathematics of Ostwald Ripening, as the bookstore informs you that the class is no longer using the 36th edition, so don't think you'll get away with paying less than the $438 for the latest, greatest 37th edition. But my response to Wikiphobia is to require every student in my classes to use Wikipedia as they research and write. So then at least they'll know as much as everyone else in the world about our topic. Let's say you're taking a really cool, that means obscure, class from an avant-garde professor on triadic patterns of Maya architecture, and you excitedly inform your mother about the new things you learn. And when she asks how you spell that, it's because she wants to Google it. And when she does, she'll discover in 5 minutes on Wikipedia what you or maybe she paid $175,000 and 4 or 5 years of your life to find out. But she won't have to endure 16 weeks of lectures from a Ph.D. obscurantist sporting mediocre facial hair and a tweed sport coat with those fake leather elbow patches. And isn't that really what makes it all worth it? You see, Wikipedia didn't create the problem we call Wikipedia. It just changed the way most of us access knowledge. Part of the cure for Wikiphobia is what screenwriters offer us, and that is that we have to come up with a log line, a simple, single, straightforward hook that gets people interested in our topic and gets them to take the next step looking for more. If we can't say who or what we are in one sentence, we really don't have a message. We don't have a mission. We just have a wish and a prayer, and that's not enough. If we can't say it in one sentence, then we don't have something worth the time and attention of others. No, this isn't your elevator speech or pitch. We're not listening that long anymore. And if you object...
Your Honor, I object!
And why is that, Mr. Reed?
Because it's devastating to my case!
Overruled.
Good call!
What we do is too complicated, or it isn't that easy, or it's too important to be summarized in one sentence, then you're living in your own world, not the world of those that you want to reach. Being simple enough to say it in one sentence is hard work. And if you've made it all the way to this point, congratulations, you're on your way to recovering from Wikiphobia. And if you've benefited in any way, maybe even if you haven't, could you tap the like button? Because it really helps. Thank you. I'm so glad you found me and I found you.